Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm your other Taekook. It's a complete boy and boy FF. If you don't like my voice, mute guys. So let me introduce our cute little boy who is sleeping peacefully while hugging his tiger plushie. His sleep got interrupted by a tall man. Cookie, wake up. It's time for college. You will be late. Cookie, Jungkook, let me sleep more, Jinhyung. Please, he said in a sleepy voice. Jin, Cookie, get up. I just called you half an hour ago. That time you tell the same thing. Get up. Jungkook wide opened his eyes and looked at his Hyung yelling. Jungkook, Hyung, I don't wanna go to school today, he said pouting. Jin, no, you have to go. No excuse. Go and get ready now. Jungkook showed his puppy eyes to his Hyung. Jin, didn't you say yesterday that you have a trip today? If you don't want to go, then don't go, okay? Cookie wide his eyes, remembering about the tour. Jungkook, no, I'm going. How can I forget that Hyung? He ran to the bathroom, jumping like a bunny. After bathing, he came out of the shower and started to change his dress. He looked at the mirror and his face turned gloomy. Jungkook, who are you? Why you seem so familiar to me? I feel like I have a connection with you. I feel like I had a special bond with you. You know, you are so handsome. My heart is craving for you, to see you, to hug you and ask you about who you are to me. I believe that I will meet you. You are mine. I fall for you, my tete. He smiled with a glossy eyes. He quickly changed his dress and took necessary things and go to downstairs. Jungkook, Jin, come have breakfast. Jungkook sit on the chair and Jin served him breakfast. Jin, so the camp is for 1 week, right? Jungkook, don't worry, Jin Young. I will come fast. A week will just go in a blink. Jin, okay, take care and don't go anywhere alone in the forest. Stay with the professor. Jungkook, oof, Jin Young, I'm not a baby. I know how to take care of myself. I'm a big boy now. Jin, I know. This big boy had been got lost in the mall last week. Jungkook, I'm late. I'm going. Okay, bye. He hugged his Jin Young. Jin, take care. Jungkook, you too, Jin Young. Bye bye. He showed his bunny smile and left. He's walking through the sideways of the road, thinking about his tete. His handsome man. He was so confused that he saw him somewhere. He had a connection with him, but whenever he thinks his head, it hurts so bad. It's his daily routine that he always was so lost thinking about his tete. Jungkook mind. Here I am walking on the way to the university, but my mind and heart was full of Tete. I don't know, but I wanna see him. Soon he looks like a tiger when he looked at me with those dark hopes. Deep ocean eyes. His aura will scare everyone, but not me. He's just a cute tiger that I wanna squeeze him. I'm sure my heart says I will meet him. He will come to me. I don't know why I'm this impatient, just wanna see him. I'm sure he is someone whom I know, but I can't remember. He stopped walking as he looked at the road. He wanted to reach opposite side of the road, but for that he had to cross the road. In other days, so many people will be there to cross, so he just go with them. But today there is nobody with him. If he wait here, he will be late too. He gathered some confidence and thought to cross it alone. He was so nervous and scared that he was taking small steps to cross. He backed away when he knew that he can't cross the road. Then he sees a man who was going to cross the road. He also quickly got there. Then he looked at the man's feet and followed each step the man taking. He doesn't look at the man's face as he don't want to. But while crossing, he felt a scent that he was familiar. He crossed the road, but he felt the scent more as he knew whom it was. The same scent he felt when he was in dream. His status. He started feeling something different. His heart beat fast. He looked here and there, but the scent already faded. He just sighed and go to his university. He reached his university and go inside where he was in his thoughts, but snapped out of it when his friend called him. Cookie, Jungkook, huh, Jimin Hyung? Jimin, where are you lost? I called you many times. Jungkook, is it? I didn't heard. Jimin, okay. So did you pack everything? Jungkook, yes, and I'm so excited. He giggled while saying, Jimin, me too. Jungkook, it's 9 p.m. Is it time to go? Jimin, yes, let's go. They reached the bus. Everyone was getting inside the bus. Jungkook, Jimin, do you need help? Jimin, for what? Jungkook, for climbing the bus. You can't enter the bus with this height, right? Jimin, Jungkook. He ran away from there and entered the bus while giggling. He sat on the window side and saw Jimin coming while glaring at him. Jungkook, come here, Jimin Hyung. Jimin, how can you run so fast like this, Cookie? I'm so tired. Jungkook, cause I'm a born runner, he said, flipping his imaginary hair. They start to talk about random things. Jungkook, doesn't your senior crush come to the trip? Jimin, I didn't see him. Maybe he's not coming. Jungkook, don't worry, we will have fun. Jimin, of course. They reached the forest where they held the camp. It's the first day and it's now almost evening. They had their lunch on their way to the forest. So the professor made them into groups. 3 students in a group. Jungkook, where is Nuna? YN, here I am. We are in the same group. Cookie, Jimin, I'm so excited. Jungkook, me too, Nuna. Shall we make our tent? They nodded and started to make the tent. make their tent and had dinner and slept. Next day. Today they are going to look around the forest as they were only instructed to go to a certain limit. As every student is walking while talking about the forest and the professor was explaining them to know more about the nature. Cookie was curiously looking at the forest as he loved nature and spending his time in nature. He was giggling while finding new plants, small birds, the sound of birds, the trees, the peaceful silence, the cool breeze hitting on his body. Everything is so beautiful. Jungkook, Hyung, look at that bird. It's so small, he said while giggling. Jimin, yes, yes, by the way, Cookie, why do you like nature so much? Jungkook, I don't know, but I feel so connected and comfortable in nature. It makes me so happy. Jimin, Jimin mind, you are still the same Cookie. Professor, so students, this is the only limited place that we can go. It's deep inside the forest and there are so many wild animals and unusual things and it's very dangerous, so don't go there. Now you can look this place as there are many plants you can see. And you will find so many interesting things. You can collect them and it will help your project. So do well, okay? All students started to look around and started to collect plants. Here, Jaguk, Jimin, YN also started to look for plants. Jungkook, Hyung, Nuna, there are many plants here. It's so beautiful. Jimin, you're right, Cookie. Collect it. Then we will be in first in the project. Jungkook nodded, but suddenly he saw a butterfly. It's so beautiful. So amazing. Sparkles formed on his eyes as he was staring at that. He just liked a butterfly so much. The butterfly flew away and he just followed it to catch it. Jungkook, hey wait there butterfly, come to Kook please. Huh? You are so fast. He ran behind the butterfly, not knowing that he was walking to the deep inside the forest to the restricted place. Jungkook, come to me now. He then reached at a lake and saw a group of butterflies. He smiled widely and started to jump, catching them. After some time, he looked around but didn't recognize the place as he don't know where he is now. Then reality hit him as he come to the restricted place. He looked around but don't know which way he should go. He became tensed and really scared. Jungkook, Hyung, Nuna, I'm scared. Please come here. He said crying and now it completely become dark. Other side. Jimin, Cookie, where are you? YN. Cookie, don't play with us. We know you are hiding somewhere. Where are you, Cookie? Jimin, what if we go deep inside the forest? They both looked at each other and ran towards the area, but the professors held them. Professor, you can't go there. It's a restricted area. Jimin, our cookie is inside there. Professor, we know, but you can't go. We already called the officers. They will come in any time. We can't take risk of you two being lost too. Jimin, no, we will go. It's dark already. He is scared of dark. Professor, please understand, it will be dangerous. I said right, officers are coming to find him. They will go inside. Jungkook mind. Here I am sitting under the tree and crying. Why do I even come here? I am now very much scared. What should I do now? What's that voice? He heard the sound of animals roaring, growling. He became very scared and cried his heart out. Then the growling sound became so high. He became so scared as he curled up more into a ball and cried hardly. Then he heard the growling sound so close to him. As he lifted his head to see a group of wolves surrounding him, he wide his eyes and backed away while sobbing. He thought it's his end as he cried badly while closing his eyes. The wolves took one step close to the younger. Male, but suddenly the growling stopped as he looked up and saw a man standing in front of him. Don't be scared, they are gone. He started to cry more badly as he was sensitive and scared of what happened a few minutes ago. The man pulled the boy in his embrace and patted his back. Jungkook gets startled by sudden action but felt calm and comfort in the embrace as he felt the same warmth before too, maybe in his dreams. After some time he broke the hug and the younger male saw the man's face clearly as he didn't saw him clearly his face due to his teary eyes. Jungkook widened his eyes seeing the man. Jungkook, Tete, you are Tete who is coming in my dreams, right? Te, yes, I am one. Jungkook, you tell me, why are you coming in my dream? I want to know why you always disappear. And how come you know I'm dreaming you? You know it, right? That means you are not a human, right? Am I correct? Tell me. Aren't you the one who always helped me to cross the road and always following me? But when I started looking for you, you just disappear. Tell me, thinking about everything, my heart hurts a lot. There is something I am forgetting. I want to know it. Please tell me. Please, Tete. Te immediately hugged him as he said, Te, Bun, shh, don't make yourself hurt. I will tell you everything, okay? Bun, don't cry. Don't think about anything. Please stop crying, okay? I will tell you. Calm down. He wiped his tears while kneeling in front of him as he held his hands intertwining their fingers. He cupped his cheeks while softly caressing the chubby cheeks. Look into my eyes, Bun. Jungkook looked into the deep eyes as he felt like drowning in it. Blue light surrounded them while Jungkook breathed heavily as Tae held his hands tightly. A few tears rolled down his cheeks from corner of his eyes. Tay held him in his arms as he had fallen unconscious. He caressed his hair and kissed his forehead. Tay, I'm sorry, baby. I had to stay away from you. I'm really sorry. I didn't had any other way than this, baby. This was the only way to protect you. I won't leave them, baby. I will hunt them down. I will eradicate everyone who caused you pain, my Omega. Flashback. Huh? Where this butterfly go? Why he is so fast? Now where will I find it? Wait there, you naughty butterfly. I will catch you. Hmm. A big pout adorned on his plumpy lips. He sat on the grass near the lake and he giggled while playing with the water. Other side, take him to jungle for relaxing himself while sitting in nature, but he heard some cute giggles. He became curious to know who that sweet giggles belonged to. He followed the giggles when he saw the cute boy giggling while playing with the water. Tay mind. I come to the forest for relaxing myself, being in nature, as I heard some cute giggles. It was so soft as it makes my heart warm and in peace. I followed the giggles and I found a beautiful boy laughing. My breath hitched seeing him. Is he even real? Natural. My heart is beating fast. What is this sudden feeling? I found you, my Omega, he said with a wide boxy smile as his eyes turned deep brown color. While playing with the water, he was talking to fishes, rabbits, and other animals while playing with them. I chuckled at his cute talking. I went closer to him as I heard. Jungkook, hey rabbit, your fur is really soft, but my skin is more soft, he said to the bunny while laughing. Jungkook, don't be sad. I'm joking, okay? You're cute, but not more than cool. You know who is cool? It's me. Aish, I'm bored. Tae chuckled hearing his talks. Tae, he's so cute. Jungkook sensed someone presence behind him and looked behind him. Jungkook, huh? Who are you? Tae, me? Jungkook, do you see someone else other than you? He asked sassily. Tae, no, no, he said nervously. Jungkook, so tell me, who are you? Tae, my name is Kim Tae Hyung. I'm the new Alpha King. Jungkook, is it? Nice joke of the year, he said laughing while laying on the grass. Tae, I'm not joking. Jungkook, yeah, and I am the moon goddess. So, what are you doing here? Tae, can't I come here? Jungkook, you can. Oh my god, it's going to be evening. My mom will kill me. It's all because of that stupid butterfly. Tae, what? Jungkook, what? I'm not talking to you. He ran away like a bunny, and Tae just stared at his disappearing figure while smiling. In Kim Palace. They are having their dinner when Miss Kim asked, Miss Kim, what happened, son? Why are you smiling? Nothing. Miss Kim. She looked at her son suspiciously. After dinner, Tay can't sleep as the Omega's face was coming in front of his eyes. He just can't forget the giggling bunny boy. Tay, mind. What are you doing to me, pretty boy? You're so cute. I think I fall in love with you. Your smiling face making my heart flutter. My entire existence is craving for you, pretty boy. He stared at the ceiling for some time and go to his dreamland in Cookie's home. Jungkook, Amma, I'm sorry, I will not go there anymore. Without telling you, please forgive me, Miss John. So, today, why did you go? Jungkook, I saw a butterfly and go to catch it, but I didn't notice I was going inside the deep forest. He said, pouting while looking at her with puppy eyes, who melted by her son's cuteness. Miss John, don't go next time, okay? Jungkook, yes, your highness. He bowed dramatically as Miss John, who rolled her eyes and went to the kitchen while smiling. They had their dinner and slept. Next day, Jungkook come to the same place to play as its favorite place. Jungkook, I went. You know, you are too cold. It is tickling me. Thank God nobody is here, otherwise, they will think that I am weird. After some time, Taekook come in the hope of seeing the beautiful boy. Jungkook, hey, you Alpha King, how are you? He asked sarcastically, while a smirk was on his face. Tae, Aish, I'm not Alpha King. How you know I'm lying? Tae said as he know the young is not gonna believe him. Jungkook told ya I'm brave. Tae, is your name Kook? Jungkook, yes, everyone calls me that, but my name is Jungkook. Tae, beautiful name for a beautiful boy. Jungkook, kept your flirting in your pocket. It isn't gonna work. Tae, oh, is it? Well, let's see that. Jungkook, don't tell me you are following me. Tae, no, I come here to enjoy the nature. Jungkook, really? I come here to enjoy it too. He said, giggling as Tae stared at him, cawing at him. Well, Jungkook stopped giggling as he felt nervous under those tiger gaze. He cleared his throat while playing with the water. Tae, yes, it's good to spend time in nature. Jungkook, I also love it. Tae, always smile like this. You look beautiful. Jungkook, I'm born beautiful boy. Not only when I'm giggling. He said as Tae laughed out seeing the pouty faces. Jungkook stomped his feet. They come here daily as they started talk a little more and become close. Tae, do you have any friends, Bunny? Jungkook, no, I don't have any friends. No one wants to be my friend. Tae, why? Jungkook, everyone says Ko is bratty and they don't wanna be my friend. You say, am I a brat? Tae, not at all, he said smiling. Jungkook, they are just brainless people. They should be glad that a pretty boy like me is making them friends. Anyways, I'm not interested, but I have a few one, and they treat me like a prince. Hey, huh? Jungkook, of course, my Amma, Appa, my Hyungs, Nuna, I'm their prince. By the way, how many people are in your house? Hey, me, my father and mother, and a elder brother. Jungkook, oh, I think it's gonna rain. I should go. Hey, don't you like rain? Jungkook, I do like it, but if I play in rain, Amma won't leave me. She gonna beat me up with her spatula. Tay laughed, hearing it as Jungkook pouted, looking at him. Jungkook, don't laugh. You look like an old man, he said and hoofed while pouting and walked away. But before he could go, he was pulled into a strong arms. Jungkook flinched as he looked at him with wide eyes. He had his hands on his chest while his cheeks was red in color. A shocked gasp left his mouth as he gulped down his saliva while staring at the man in front of him, who was just an inch away from his face. He breathed heavily as he stared at those dark orbs. He became startled when he was again pulled closer to the elder's chest. He kept staring at those eyes which was looking at him. He parted his lips a little and stared at those eyes. He closed his eyes when he felt a hot breath on his lips. He gripped on his shirt while controlling himself. He don't know what to do, but felt a warmth, and he purred when he felt a soft kiss on his forehead. He opened his eyes and saw the elder smiling at him. He stood there confused. Soon he realized and was about to go towards the elder, but the said handsome man had already gone. Jungkook, you try to play with me, Hyungi. You don't know who I am. He smirked a little and went to his home with a mischievous glint on his face. Miss June was cooking when he felt a tap on her shoulder. She flinched when her son screamed on her ears. Miss Jeon, Cookie. Jungkook giggled while looking at her scared face and took the strawberry from the basket and ran from there. You brat, come here, give the strawberry back. I had to make the cake. Jungkook giggled and went inside the room. Miss Jeon smiled while shaking her head. Jungkook was looking at the dresses while smiling to himself. Jungkook, believe me, Mr. Alpha, tomorrow you are going to be insane, he said while smiling to himself. Time skip. Jungkook was sitting on the entrance of the house as he saw his appa coming. Jungkook, appa, Mr. Jeon, hey baby cookie, come here. Jungkook come to him while he hugged him while sulking. Jungkook, where is it? You didn't buy it? Mr. Jeon, cookie, son, I'm sorry, I forgot. Jungkook, what? You didn't buy it? Mr. Jeon shook his head while Jungkook looked at his back and saw his Hyung coming. He sulked while stomping his feet. Jungkook, I won't talk to you guys anymore, he said walking inside but stopped when he heard them laughing. He glared at them while storming inside. Mr. Jeon, oh my god, I think we messed up, Yoongi. Next day. Day. Why he is not coming? He sat there while looking at the place as he heard a familiar angled sound as he stood up and saw the breathtaking view of the younger who is walking to him. He stumbled on his feet and fell down. Seeing this, Jungkook giggled while coming to him. Tay stood up as he smiled nervously at the younger who was standing in front of him. Tay, even when you are dressing simple, I've always got heart attack. Now you are making me more possible not to breathe. He said while looking away from the male as if he stared at him more he would do something. Tay, control we. How can I? My Omega looks so beautiful. Well, every day he looks beautiful. That's another fact. Please let me out. I wanna meet him. Tay, not now. We. He was talking with his wolf while he felt a soft hand caressing his cheeks. He stared at the Omega with wide eyes who was standing in front of him while looking at him. Tay gulped down his saliva, seeing the blue eyes looking at him. He felt the soft caress on his cheeks, making him close his eyes. He opened it when he saw how close the younger was. He closed his eyes while leaning, but immediately opened his eyes when he felt a smack on his lips. He saw the boy giggling while going past him and sat on the rock. Jungkook, what happened, Mr. Alpha? Come sit. Tay smiled while shaking his head. Tay, our Omega is really bold. He come to know that the younger was teasing him for yesterday as he made his way sitting opposite while continued staring at the younger. Jungkook, did you really come here to enjoy the nature? Tay, no, I come to see you, he said while staring at those beautiful eyes of the younger. Jungkook, bold yeah, aren't you? Tay nodded. Jungkook, well, I have to say something to you. Tay, what's it? Jungkook, I won't be able to come here anymore. He spoke in a serious voice. Tay, why? Jungkook, my parents arranged my marriage with some alpha, so the smile on his face when he was staring at the Omega had vanished hearing it. He felt like he was being stabbed on his heart many times. He felt the air blocking him. His heart was squeezing inside, and about he growled in pain. Tay, no, you can't get married. Omega raised his eyebrows at him as he looked at him. Jungkook, what happened? Are you alright? Tay, you can't get married, okay? You are not getting married, you hear me? Jungkook, are you really fine? You are being weird. Marriage? Who is going to get married? He asked, staring at the alpha who seemed to whisper something. Jungkook mind. Did he got insane after seeing me? Oh my god, what should I do? He became insane after seeing my beauty. He stood up while going towards the alpha who had his jaw clenched while looking down. He placed a hand on his closed fist, opening it slowly while intertwining it. He squeaked when he was pulled on to his lap. He wiped his eyes, feeling a soft caress around his waist. Tay, Tay tightly gripped on his waist while pulling him towards himself, his back touching Tay's hard chest. His breath hitched when the elder removed his hair from his neck. Tay looked at the Omega who was sitting on his lap as he removed his hair from his neck and tucked his hair behind his ear. He slowly went to his earlobe with parted lips and pecked on the reddened cheeks. Tay looked at the blushing Omega in his arms as he slowly kissed his neck. He snuggled on his neck while rubbing his nose on the clothed shoulder. He softly kissed there, making the Omega close his eyes. He tilted his head more, making the elder snuggle into him more. He slowly wrapped his hands around his Hyungi's neck and held his hair, while his Hyungi was busy snuggling on his neck and sending him. He opened his eyes when he felt himself wetting. He saw it was raining. Jungkook, Hyungi, it's raining. Tae abruptly come out of his neck as Tae held his hands while running. They went to a shelter. It was a big tree. They stood under the tree. The Omega was pressed against the tree while the Alpha stood in front of him. He looked at the younger who was staring at the rain. Both were drenched in rain. He looked at the boy who had his doe eyes widened while staring at the rain with a smile. He saw the raindrops flowing down from his hair slowly to his forehead and to the cute button nose and at last to his plumpy lips. He saw the raindrops passing down his neck and went down. He gulped while staring at the Omega who seemed lost in the rain.
He slowly cupped his cheeks while wiping the drops. Jaggook looked from the rain to the male standing in front of him. He had his hands placed on his chest. He looked at the Alpha slowly. Both stared at each other, eyes speaking to each other, the feelings they kept inside of them coming out through their eyes.
They kept their eye contact as both speak many things through their eyes. It's like their eyes is conveying their love while the rain nurtured everything supporting them. Jungkook shivered a little due to the cold. Tae removed his long coat, not breaking the eye contact. He wrapped the younger in it. He get close to him while slowly tightening his hold on his waist. He leaned closer to him while Jungkook looked at the lips which was now just an inch from his lips. He felt being rising up a little as he held his Hyungi's shoulder tightly. They kept staring at each other for a long time. Tae removed the wet hairs from his forehead as he purred, feeling the touch. Both leaned more close to each other while staring at each other. Tae, can I? Tae asked as Jungkook smiled, hearing it. Consent. He asked his consent. This is what he wanted. Maybe he can kiss him. He would never stop him, but asking his consent made him giddy. He slowly nodded with shy cheeks. Alpha leaned closer to him while slowly pecking those petals. He felt weak growling inside him. He held his waist, pulling him on his chest while softly capturing his lips. Both kissed each other, pouring their love. They felt pure bliss, feeling each other. Omega wrapped his hands around his neck while he was pulled up, his feet dangling on the air. He held the Alpha's hair tightly in his hold. Both pouring the unspoken love, their heart felt contented with it. Alpha slowly walked out of the shelter as both stood in the rain. Omega tilted his head while kissing the Alpha. He felt being melted in his arms. They poured everything with that kiss. No more words needed when their eyes and heart and soul already said everything. Both are now sitting under the tree, basking in each other's scent, while Tae was sitting on the mud, while Jungkook on his lap. Both breathing heavily, staring at each other. Both smiled while closing the gaps, not knowing a pair of angry eyes were staring at them. Time skip. Jungkook entered inside the house while smiling but stopped seeing his brother Appa and Amma sitting on the couch with a blank face. Miss John, why are you late? Jungkook, it was raining, that's why. I'm sorry, Amma, my sweet Amma, he said, pampering her with kisses, but Miss John was just staring at him. Jungkook, why are you not saying anything? Miss John, go inside and freshen up and come downstairs. Jungkook nodded, went inside to change his dress. After changing his dress, he came downstairs while looking cute. He was thinking about his alpha and their talk as he dressed prettily. Jungkook, Amma, Miss John hummed while arranging the plates. Jungkook, looking delicious. He said about to take a cake but stopped when Miss John held his hands. Miss John, that's for the guest. Jung pouted while looking at her. Miss John heard some sound from the living room as she took the plates. Miss John told Jungkook to wait there, but being brat he is, he followed her as he saw some unknown people coming inside his home. He stood there confused. Nevertheless, he shrugged his thoughts and went back to the kitchen and started eating the cake. He was busy devouring the cake, thinking about what happened in the forest as he blushed while patting his cheeks. Tay, Bun, I want you to come here tomorrow a bit early. Jungkook, He looked down shyly. Alpha kissed his forehead while Omega purred while leaning closer into his arms. He blushed thinking about it. He quickly came out of his thoughts when his Amma called him. He looked at her, being confused, as she dragged him to the living room. Miss John, this is our son. Miss Lee, he's beautiful. Our boy is really lucky, she said as Jungkook looked at her with wide eyes. Jungkook minded. What she meant by that? He looked at his Amma and Appa who were talking with him. He held his Amma's hand, taking her to the kitchen. Miss John, you guys talk. I will come right now. Jungkook, what is happening here, Amma? Miss John, your marriage. Jungkook, what? He stood there looking at her in disbelief. Jungkook, but you didn't ask me. Miss John, we are doing it for your own good, so accept it. Jungkook stood there looking at her with wide eyes. He kept staring at her as he spoke. Jungkook, I'm not ready for the marriage. Miss John, and may I know the reason? Jungkook, it's before Jungkook say anything, Miss John spoke. Miss John, Cookie, you have to accept it. We already talked about it. Lee is really good son. Jungkook, no mom, I don't want to marry. I love someone. Miss John, we know. Jungkook, how? He asked, getting another shock. Miss John, Yoongi saw you with that boy in an intimate position. Jungkook widened his eyes, looking at her, not knowing what to say. Miss John, Cookie, that boy, he isn't good. He is playing with you. He have already trapped many omegas and betas like this, trapping in his love and using them and at last betray them. Few minutes before, Yoongi come to his home fuming in anger as he entered inside. Mr. Jeon, what happened, Yoongi? Yoongi, ask your son when he come back. Miss Jeon, what happened? Yoongi, he was kissing someone in the forest. Miss Jeon, what? Yoongi said everything to Miss Jeon and his appa as both sat on the chair with a thud. Yoongi, not only that, Amma, that Alpha is not good. He is not good. Yoongi said everything what happened as Miss John looked at Mr. John worried. Yoongi, Appa, I have something to say. After some time of talking, Miss John, but is that necessary to get him married? Yoongi, yes, Amma, he's an Omega. What will the people say? What if anyone come to know about it? I don't want other people to know about it. That's why I didn't do anything. I quietly come here. If a fight happened there, others will surely know about it. Think about it, Amma. I already know him, Amma. He is a good boy. I won't search about him. He is Uncle Lee's son. Mr. John, Lee's son? Yoongi, yes, think about it, Appa. Mr. John, I know Lee, he is a good man, but his son, I don't know about him. Yoongi, his son worked with me, Appa. He is good and kind man. I have seen him saving many people many times. He is really good. Miss John, shouldn't we ask Cookie? Yoongi, I don't think we should ask him. We are saving him from that man's hands. He had already destroyed many people's life. He will destroy Cookie's life too. He said as Miss John was in deep thoughts. Jungkook, stop! No, he don't want to hear anything about his love from his Oma. He felt anger rising inside him. He is not like this. The months he spent with the elder was enough to know about it. You are lying. He is not like that. I know my Hyungi. I believe him. Miss John, we don't want you to go through any heartbreak. That's why we are doing this. Hope you understand and agree for it. Before Jungkook could say anything, Miss John went away. Jungkook, no, my Hyungi isn't like this. I know him. I trust him. He said, determined as he went to his room, locking it from inside as he looked outside through the small window. He didn't open the door when they called him. They didn't even ask him when they are taking an important decision of his life without his consent. Likewise, the night had went. He slept on the window side thinking about everything. Jungkook, no, he woke up from his nightmare as he found it hard to breathe. He quickly shook his head and dressed up ready to go out. He was about to go out but stopped when a hand held him. Jungkook, what? Yoongi, where are you going? Jungkook, I'm going to meet Jimin Hyung. Yoongi squinted his eyes and looked at him. Yoongi, Jimin, come here. Soon Jimin come out of the kitchen and saw Jungkook there. He was shocked seeing him. He's here? He gritted his teeth looking at Jimin who was avoiding his contact. He quickly went inside his room as Jimin followed him. Jungkook, what are you doing here? Jimin, I'm sorry, Cookie, I don't know this and all happened. Suddenly, Yoongi called me and asked me to come here, and I couldn't neglect him. Jungkook sighed as he looked at the window and at him. He saw his brother there. Time skip. 3 hours later. Jungkook was pacing here and there in his room while looking at Jimin, who was looking at him. Jimin, there is only one idea. Jump through the window. Jungkook, you idiot. My Hyung is there. Oh, wait a minute. He looked at Jimin mischievously. Jungkook, please Jimin Hyung, this is my life matter. If you cannot marry Hyungi, Jimin, what? Okay, I will do it. Jimin is Yoongi's mate, while Jungkook's brother-in-law. They aren't mated as Yoongi wanted time. Of course, Jimin was sad, but he understands him, so he is waiting for him. Jimin and Jungkook become the crackhead of the village. They aren't friends, but call themselves as brothers. They are the most dramatic person and cause many troubles, but all troubles always went in vain in front of Yoongi, as the elder of them always mess up things. He looked at Jungkook, being sighed as he nodded. Jungkook quickly went outside and come back after some time and gave a dress to Jimin. Jungkook, here, wear it. Jimin, do you really think this gonna work? Jungkook, of course. I saw him staring at your back many times. Jimin blushed while looking down. Jungkook laughed and went out quickly and called his brother. He made a worried face and looked at his brother. Yoongi, what happened? Jungkook, Jimin, he. To be continued. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like my story, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment, guys. See you in next part. Bye bye.